Hi everyone, merhaba, this is Ayşenur Altan. Welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I'm going to show you an authentic Turkish dessert coming back from Ottoman times. Astarlı sütlaç. Astar means lining and sütlaç is the rice pudding's name in Turkish. After the sütlaç, while it is cooling, we will prepare another layer called zerde. This time we are going to cook the rice only with water, flavoring it with rose water and coloring it with special saffron and spice. And this will be the second layer, the lining of the sütlaç. So let's begin. I have these broken rice. They sell it for making sütlaç, rice pudding or using in soups. It cooks faster and release its starch better. I have half cup rice washed and drained here and adding 1.5 cups of water and half cups of milk and pinch of salt. I'm gonna cook until it is soft for about 20 minutes. Traditionally, they cook the rice only in milk, but this way you have to stir it all the time. That's why in modern days we usually cook it with water. And after it is soft, I add 1 liter of whole milk, less than half cup granulated sugar. I'm going to continue to cook for another 10 minutes, simmering on low. Again, in traditional recipe, they thicken the rice pudding, the sütlaç, only with rice boiling for a longer time. But in the modern days, we thicken it using cornstarch. I have 1 heaped tablespoon along with 1/3 of a cup water. Just whisk everything and then while whisking the sütlaç, the pudding, pour over it. Another addition to the traditional recipe, I added vanilla powder and within a couple of more minutes, my sütlaç base is ready. The sütlaç should be still runny. It will thicken more when it's gonna cool down. And place it to the serving bowls halfway, since we're gonna have the second layer, and let them cool down while making the zerde. This time I'm using 1/3 of a cup rice along with 2 cups of water first. Again, I'm gonna cook until it is soft. And I made my research. I saw that some of the recipes were using rose geranium leaves, so I said why not add it since I have it freshly. So here it goes. It gives a lemony flavor, very delicious. I use it sometimes for when I'm making jams, if you know from the archive. And here is the saffron. It is probably the most expensive spice you can find. It is derived from the flower of Crocus sativus. I bought this from Safranbolu, a town and district of Karabük. It was part of Kastamonu province. They are famous in growing this golden spice. And recently I was also in Spice Bazaar for Ramadan shopping. Let me show how it is sold there and the current price. 1 gram is 90 Turkish liras and it is about $5 maybe. That one is Haspir. It is like fake saffron. You have to use more, but it is much more cheaper. So being that much expensive, I didn't use so much, keeping for other recipes. And you have to soak it in some hot water before adding to the mixture. So I'm gonna set it aside. And to give some extra flavor, if you cannot find saffron, which even in Turkey not many people use it, instead we use turmeric. Just about a tiny bit, less than a fourth of a teaspoon I can say, because it also gives a flavor. We don't want to overpower it. And I'm taking out the rose geranium leaves. It is optional, of course, you don't have to add it. Adding the saffron. Let's get every bit of it. And gonna continue to cook until it thickens and the rice is very soft. Here you can see the water is already evaporated, so I added more. In total it was 3.5 cups. And I cooked for about 15 minutes in total. Adding a third of a cup plus 1 tablespoon sugar. The sugar amount can change, depends on your taste. Well, according to some of the recipes, they were also making the sütlaç layer without sugar and the top layer with sugar, so it balances when you eat. And again, I'm thickening my zerde with 1 tablespoon cornstarch and about a fourth of a cup water. It will begin to thicken right away. Just simmer for 2-3 more minutes and it will be shiny again and ready to pour over our sütlaç. You see my sütlaç on the table, but I already put them to the fridge and then take it out back to let them completely set. Luckily, after the couple of ones served, I remembered that I wanted to add some rose water. You can also add orange blossom water if you like, or if you can find, and serve over the sütlaç. Traditionally, it is decorated with some pine nuts and currants, but since I didn't have pine nuts, I used ground pistachios and currants to decorate. I served it along with my first iftar menu I shared in the previous episode. Please share in the comment section if you have similar recipes in your cuisine. If you are interested, you can also check my keşkül dessert, almond pudding from Ottoman times with an interesting story. Check the links down below for the recipe. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Afiyet olsun.